Briefied Western Cape authorities will deploy law enforcement agencies in strategic places such as national key points and hotspot areas during the planned national shutdown. The EFF is calling for President Cyril Ramaphosa to resign and for everyone concerned about rolling blackouts, the rising cost of living, corruption, crime and gender-based violence to join Monday's protest. The security cluster in the Western Cape briefed the media on the state of readiness for the EFF protest.
The Western Cape government has vowed to use an integrated approach to deal with the potential violence and ensure a quick response to any incidents. The police say they will work closely with intelligence services and community policing forums, as well as use of aerial resources and CCTV, monitor information in cyber networks, and rely on the deployment of SANDF for support. Social media users have been warned not to share inflammatory messages that incite violence. Police say they expect protesters to conform to the law.
The powers will be with us, the police, to guide them which way they must direct, which way and how they should be going in that direction. In the absence of that, if then they discard, then we act because now they will be breaking the law. I hope I've answered that question. Strategic point, Okuhle, hotspots, they are all provinces hotspot. We planned, but of course there will be places that we will be more enhanced, which are for security reasons. We're not going to be diverging now, but all strategic installations, that includes the parliament, both parliaments, the national parliament, the legislature, the city of Cape Town, City Hall, where currently the legislature is housed.
The provincial government says it will not allow the march to impact the economy.
If we want to fight for economic freedom, then we must keep the economy open and allow jobs to be created. Closing down the economy and taking jobs away does not make any sense to me whatsoever. So that was the gist of getting the interdict in place. And of course, that is my call as well, to say, first of all, thank you very much to the Santakos of the world, to the Golden Arrows, to the businesses that have come out to say, yes, we're going to be open and we're going to trade because we're going to keep those jobs going. And I want to thank them for that. And I want to say to citizens in this province, please go about your normal day. That's why we've put the interdict in place. That's why we're in here today.
Police have called on citizens to work closely with them and report criminality. Thule Joga, SABC News, Cape Town.
You saw him there, and he joins us now, Western Cape Premier Alan Winde. Premier, thank you for being with us. Are provinces working together on this? Is there any sort of national coordination here, or are you all determining your own response?
So obviously nationally, South African Police Services and Public Order Police, as well as our joint operations commands, link through to each province and nationally. And then we link with that with our Metro Police, law enforcement, neighborhood watches, community policing forums, and citizens, and making sure that at least it's all joined up. We've got an interdict at the City of Cape Town level as well as the rest of the province. We joined forces there to get the interdict. The EFF have got permission to march. They've got permission to march in the city centre to Parliament, and of course that is their full right within the Constitution. And we are saying to them, you're more than welcome to have your voice heard to march, but you are not permitted to threaten or intimidate. You're not permitted to shut down other people's rights or shut down the economy. And that's why we are making sure that everything is joined up to monitor, to report, and of course to deal with should anything flare up tomorrow.
You've preempted my next question, because the rule of law does mean that permits need to be asked for and granted if there is a march on a public road, as I understand. So you're saying that the permit has been given. So in the Western Cape, at least, we know exactly where that march will be. Can you tell us more, timing, etc.?
So there's a permit in the City of Cape Town. It is 11 o'clock tomorrow, and it's from the Darling Street region in District 6, and we'll march down to Parliament. So that's agreed to. That was applied for 2 weeks ago and given. And obviously since then we've seen videos and pamphleting and intimidating citizens, and that's why we went and got the interdict to say, you've been given the right to march, you've given the right within the constitutional framework to have your voice heard, but you may not in this province come and threaten people, and you may not take other people's rights away. So that's why we got the interdict, and we are pretty clear about that.
But what happens if there are other spontaneous demonstrations or gatherings, but no violence? Because there could be the hard line where you then move in based on the Gatherings Act or whatever law says you need a permit. But the rhetoric from even Nat Joint suggests that law enforcement will only be targeting people involved in sabotage or violence or theft, maybe blocking public roads.
Yeah, there's nobody can stop someone else from doing what they want to do tomorrow. Go to work, take their child to a hospital, get on a taxi and go from A to B, or whatever anybody wants to do tomorrow, they must be free to do that. And so the call for the shutdown, that is what we are against. So you may not block up, jam, or stop or take other people's rights away. And of course, that's what we're asking people to look out for. We have been doing that since Friday. Our neighborhood watchers have been on the lookout. People have also been having a look at, I heard from the MEC this morning, 4,041, I think, tires were collected in places that they were placed around the province. They've been collected and removed. So, we've got people on the lookout, and they are going to be vigilant right through tonight, tomorrow, and just making sure that that those potential sporadic flare-ups are going to be managed where if they do occur and wherever they do occur. Even
Business Unity South Africa, speaking to us yesterday, said it may not be wise for businesses to operate if they can avoid it. And of course, that's a pity, because the shutdown then becomes the self-fulfilling prophecy. The threat of it leads to the shutdown. But is it worth people going to work if there is a risk?
Yeah, so we are saying it's business as usual tomorrow. Obviously, citizens must make up their mind. If they see something that looks risky, I'm asking them to report it immediately and don't get involved. We'll get SAPS, law enforcement, POPs, whomever to deal with that issue. And we will just be very vigilant tomorrow, but we need people to understand that people are asked to carry on. And that's why I thank the neighborhood watchers and the CPFs for their involvement. I thank the taxi industry, the bus industry. They're all operating tomorrow. The businesses are operating. And, obviously you can make up your own mind, but in this province, we're saying, we will make sure that, that we've got the law enforcement out. That's why I was with General Patakile today, just getting a follow-up briefing, and then also with a press conference. We had a briefing on Wednesday last week as to any information coming forward, and then putting the mitigating, processes in place. The Joint Operation Command has been meeting every single day. Our disaster management teams have been on call since last week, and we've just got to be vigilant, but saying to the citizens, you must feel free to go and do as you want tomorrow. It's a normal Monday.
Looking back at the July 2021 unrest, the main areas were KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng. Why do you think that unrest largely passed the Western Cape by, and can that bypassing, as it were, happen again?
So, I think what we did then is exactly what we're doing now. You understand that there's a potential risk. As I said to the team, we need to be prepared. In actual fact, I like to always be over-prepared. So let's be prepared tomorrow, and that's why we are saying what we're saying. That's why we've done what we've done, because you need to make sure that you understand risk. And, it's how you deal with all risk, whether it's a pandemic risk, whether it's an electrical risk. Suddenly we've got to put resources towards those risks. We have a very strong risk management system, and that's what you've just got to do. That's all part of management.
All right, thank you for speaking to us. That was Western Cape Premier Alan Winde.